Welcome back everybody to some more yet another Zombie Survivors. Today we're looking at the Huntress and going into detail about what she's good at, what she's not so good at, and who she pairs well with. Now, the Huntress was a character that I was really interested in when the game released. When the first demo came out, she was like an unlockable character, and then played her quite extensively. She has changed slightly from that demo lady. In the second demo and the current demo, she's not in it. It's, let's say, not available in the demo. So yeah, when I unlocked her in the sort of campaign, I was really pleased. And then I got my hands on her, and I was a little bit disappointed in her. So what is she? She is a bow user. She's Lara Croft, right? You can look at her. She looks like Lara Croft. Bow user. And the main change that I think that they have done, if memory serves me right, is when with her bow, she used to get piercing. So you should fire an arrow and it would just pierce enemies. Really good. And then you'd upgrade her into multi-shot, which you'll see. And, you know, you're doing more arrows. A lot better, you know, good. Yeah, bang. And it's just piercing through. You know, so that was a nerf on that. And then you get the two weapons here. Freezing and explosive. I don't think are, you know, spoiler alert, I don't think they are as good as multi-shot. They have their utilities, but in terms of just pure use, I don't think they are as good. And there's a lot better out there. Her abilities are pretty decent, so let's get into the battle and sort of go through that. Again, we're going into default mode, and we can talk in a bit more detail around why I think these things. So as you see, bow user. And she does significant damage, okay? She has good crit chance, because that's her leader perk, is crit, which is good, you know, and pairs well with characters. So while we're talking about that, who does she pair well with? So, as I said, you know, I've literally just finished recording my SWAT play, and she pairs well with SWAT. SWAT has high fire rate like she does, so the same type of perks that you're looking at work well for her. So you crit damage and all of that stuff. She also would pair well with Engineer, because I quite like her abilities, and Engineer obviously lowers ability cooldowns. She's get bow up here and we'll talk abilities shortly. When I first started to pair them, I thought she paired well with Ghost. Now, the reason why I say she doesn't pair well with Ghost is she is all about crit. So she has abilities that has crit chance. Here's the multi-shot arrow, which I was just talking about. As she said, now firing 2, which is good. Yeah, she has an ability that enhances her crit. But Ghost has an ability that gives you maximum crit for X amount of time. And yeah, Eagle Eye. This becomes redundant when you're playing with Ghost, because he has, like, for every, I think it's every 45 seconds for, I think at max 9 seconds, you get maximum crit chance. Which is, you know, powerful, really good. And he just does crit better than she does. So I don't think she pairs that well with Ghost. And then you obviously got Medic as a support. Medic goes with every single combo team, just for survivability. She's yeah, really good. But so as you see here, we're just talking about multi-shot. Let's get multi-shot up. You see now she's up to 3, and she has really good clearing of zombies. Her arrow rain there that she's dropped is really potent as well. Okay, I'll come on to weapons in a moment. Let's talk about her abilities. We touched on Eagle Eye, crit chance. Of the 3 that she has, it's probably the least important. The base critical chance that we have is 15%. She's got quite a high fire rate, so you're going to do quite a lot of critical damage. So getting this up, you know, that's an extra 4, 8, 12, 16, 20%. So you get up to 35% crit chance. It's not bad, you know, 1 in 3 chance. So every time, at the moment, with her arrow that she's doing, she's critting. So that'd be really good. But Arrow rain, you've seen, drops down in quite a big area. A load of arrows, does some really good damage, and range and cooldown get reduced. So you know, it pumps out pretty quickly. It's a really good ability. I really enjoy it. The zombie decoy is another one, and when we had hands on her in the demo first, she had eagle eye and zombie decoy, not arrow rain. The zombie decoy is great. It throws a zombie decoy every 25 seconds. That releases 3 grenades and explodes after a short time, dealing 250 damage. It's really good. So I wait for it to drop. There it is. So there it is. And now if you look at the top there, all of the zombies are around it. And then it explodes. Now, that's good for these dudes. It also attracts bosses, which is why it is so high up in my list of things to upgrade, because you can be chased by, you know, at some point 4 or 5 bosses, and yeah, suddenly the zombie decoy comes down and they take the attention of it. Gives you a bit of breathing space if you've got, you know, like the medic with you, or a high crit life steal, or you know, you want to go and get some perks. You can recover your health back quite nicely because it just pulls them away. It is very good. It's, you know, to me, it's one of the best perks or abilities in the game. It's not as good as a bombing strike from the tank, because that's just beastly. But yeah, her abilities are really good. Let's see if we can get another level here. Yeah, see, look, arrow rain gives me some breathing space. Zombie decoy comes in. Now, the range of it isn't great in terms of picking up enemies. Can I reroll into both of them? I can. Lovely. So, I spoke about this slightly earlier. Explosive rounds, freezing arrows. So, explosive rounds enhance your bow with it into explosive arrows. It basically turns it into a poor man's rocket launcher. So she'll fire an arrow, and you go back down to 1 arrow, and then you get up to 3 arrows again at top. And then after a certain period of time, the arrow explodes, doing AoE explosive damage. Problem I have with this one is that it's not instantaneous. It doesn't hit the zombie and then explode. It hits the zombie, tick 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 tick, boom. And when you're, you know, even just coming up to this point, I was getting a little bit surrounded by some enemies. You want them to die there and then. You don't want to wait 2 or 3 seconds for it to explode. And yeah, it becomes troublesome. And then, you know, it's good when, you know, they start exploding on screen. It's really poppy. It's really good. Don't recommend it though. If you're going to upgrade, I would upgrade into freezing arrows. So enhance your bow into freezing arrows. Let's see this so I can talk about it. Slows them down. Again, it doesn't do as much damage as the others would do, but you're getting freeze on it. See, the fire rate of her has gone properly down. This is why I sometimes like just to stay at multi-shot. Because, yeah, look at her fire rate. It is so poor. But freezing arrows is probably the best one of them, because you can freeze the enemies and they're slow moving. Again, you can do this to bosses. It's, you know, it's something you can do. You can say damage increase and bullets fired increase, but fire rate is not increased, which is problematic. Okay, so up to you whether you want to do it. There is utility in this, but freezing arrows are the better of the bad bunch on that one. You get some better utility on it, but when we come to talk about another character later called Medic, she also can freeze. So I would highly recommend, if you're going to run Medic and Huntress together, you banish both of the weapons, or don't pick both the weapons, and keep on multi-shot. Controversial, possibly. So let's talk about Huntress and what you need to do for her. So very much similar to SWAT, you're going to want crit chance. More crit damage than crit chance, because she can do some innate crit chance. And if you paired them together, you can sort of avoid crit chance. But if you want to max it out, max it out. You want crit damage because she does hit hard. If you have upgraded her weapons into explosive or into freezing, you're going to want weapon fire rate. Guaranteed. You just seen how slow that was compared to multi-shot was. So you're definitely going to want weapon fire rate. Reload times, don't need to worry about reload time for her. She is constant. You just want to keep doing it. And yeah, again, similar with everything else, lifesteal is decent. Health regen is decent. You're going to want armor. You want armor on everything. So yeah, there's a good perk. Excuse me. Once you completed hardcore, you get 4 health a second on while moving. That's just broken. You can get that up to an extra 12 health a second. It's broken, especially when you break the game with medic. But yeah, weapon fire rate, crit chance, crit damage, armor is probably what you want. If you're going for a solo, obviously health. If you're not going solo, then you don't massively need health. Yeah, that is the Huntress, really. Again, bit of a weird one. Had really high hopes for her, and they sort of got crushed. Don't like her weapon upgrade at max, but she's got some decent abilities. So arrow rain and zombie decoy for sure are decent. But yeah, quick fire guide to Huntress. Let me know in the comment section down below if I've missed a trick on anything or any combos. Am I really undervaluing freeze arrows or explosive arrows? Let me know. But there'll be some more guides coming to your way shortly on yet another Zombie Survivor.